The sixth installment of Outlander hinted at some major changes in the 7th season. And by the way, is season 7 the last one? Here's everything you missed in the finale of the most exciting installment so far. Major spoilers ahead. Claire's trial. For those of you who aren't familiar, the popular TV show is based on a series of historical novels written by Diana Gabaldon. If you haven't read the books, we highly recommend them. It's a whole different experience. Anyway, the show follows Claire Randall, a nurse from the Second World War who travels back in time to Scotland in 1743. The show is basically history, romance, and time travel all mixed together. But since there are a lot of fans who haven't read the novels that serve as source material, we needed to inform you that the 6th part made a change in the storyline, with this difference expected to completely change the course of the show. We're talking about Claire's trial, a storyline that will have a major influence on future episodes. Here's why. This 6th installment follows the events of Gabaldon's A Breath of Snow and Ashes, but here's the issue. Just like every other project in the film industry, Outlander has also faced restrictions and difficulties thanks to the ongoing pandemic, which is why the 6th installment has only 8 episodes. Fans who know what happens in A Breath of Snow and Ashes expected a whole different finale, but the conclusion saw Claire in jail awaiting trial for Malva's murder. The change we're talking about is linked to the location of Claire's trial, something that's not the same as in the novels. In the novel, Claire is taken to Newburn for a trial, but in the series, she's taken to Wilmington. Some fans believe the creators have no hidden meaning when differing from the novel and changing the location, but there are others who believe this was an intentional shift that would bring Wendigo Donner closer to Claire. During season 6, there was a storyline with Flora MacDonald having an emerald stolen from her necklace, and by the end of the episode, we saw a person admiring the emerald in the Wilmington prison. While his identity was never confirmed, fans think he was Wendigo Donner. For those of you having a difficult time recalling who Wendigo is, Donner, a character played by Brandon Martin, is a time traveler and Native American activist. In 1968, he tried to prevent the genocide of the Native Americans. He did this along with other members of the group, but each member was sent to a different time period. Since there are some Wendigo hints the creators have featured in the 6th installment, we believe he will indeed get featured in the 7th season. At the end of A Breath of Snow and Ashes, Wendigo ends up breaking into Claire and Jamie's home, which leads to a big fire in which Claire and Jamie almost die. A newspaper article found in the 1970s claims the pair died in the fire. You have nothing to worry about because, in the novel, their North Carolina home burns down, but thankfully, Jamie and Claire make it out alive. Thanks to this fire, the fan-favorite couple is expected to return to Scotland. As already mentioned, the show never reveals that Wendigo is the person in the finale, but a mysterious man was whistling the Colonel Bogey March. This means that season 7 will have some of the most intense storylines, with Claire and Jamie being in danger in upcoming episodes. Oh, and before we continue, did you guys know that the man who imprisoned Claire is played by Dame Maggie Smith's older son?
I trust that too.
The A Breath of Snow and Ashes detail you missed. When you hear Claire's voiceover for the previously on part of the premiere, you might think you've heard her monologue somewhere before. That's because she quotes herself from season 5 episode 9 with "Time is marked and measured in different ways. The colors of our lives were changing." Then she says, "Give anything enough time and everything is taken care of. All pain encompassed, all hardship erased, all loss subsumed, and if time is anything akin to God, I suppose that memory must be the devil." These are lines taken directly from A Breath of Snow and Ashes, the 6th novel of the book series franchise. Before we continue with some fascinating news, make sure you smash that like button if you haven't done it already.
Let me have a look.
The Vase. During the pilot episode, Sassenach, viewers saw Claire looking at a beautiful flower vase in a shop window. She then begins imagining a future with that vase. She asks herself what her future would look like if she buys that vase. Then, in a dream she has, a similar vase appears on the cabinet. In her dream, she bought the vase to use in her and Jamie's home. She chose Jamie, not Frank. Charles van der Vaart as William Ransom. Shortly after the finale of the 6th installment, the show has confirmed a new cast member for the future episodes. Known for his roles in Lost in Space and The Craft Legacy, Charles van der Vaart joins the show in the role of William Ramson, who is the secret son of Jamie Fraser. The news was shared by Variety, with their article also confirming that production for the next installment began a month ago in Scotland. It was also confirmed that the entire cast will come back for the next installment, while those who survived the latest episodes. Anyway, Fans who have read the novels are really excited for the new character addition and the storylines he's expected to get involved in. One thing that would be interesting to see is William finding out who his true parents are because he has no idea that Jamie is his dad. The character has appeared in the show so far, but as a child version played by Oliver Finnegan. Before we continue, we have to ask, do you guys wish for the Starz TV show to stay loyal to the source material? Would you rather watch the story go in a different direction? Let us know. After all, we make these videos in order for you to have a chance to express yourself and for your voice to get heard.
It was clearly a stag. Now you've let it get away.
Well, the distance is too great for a ride.
Baby Amanda. Brianna and Roger went through a difficult season this time, and their future is still uncertain. Brianna becomes pregnant with her and Roger's second child, a storyline that was overlooked. The next installment will clearly focus on Brianna and her baby, since the last episodes completely ignored the storyline, as there were many issues the show needed to address. In the book, Brianna gives birth to a girl named Amanda, and Amanda is born with a birth defect. Which only brings us to one question: will the show follow the storyline completely, or will Brianna give birth to a healthy child?
It's to do with onions having layers, complexity, and...
The last from Jamie and Claire. Sadly, there are a lot of reports claiming season 7 of the show will be the last one. No one is ready to say goodbye to Claire and Jamie, but we have to face the fact that the series is pretty close to its conclusion. In an interview with Cinema Blend, Caitriona Balfe said that season 7 would be a good place to end the fantasy series. Reddit users took the matters into their own hands, with Abby Rose posting, "Sam and Caitriona's careers have blown up, so I can see them wanting to capitalize on those opportunities. 7-year contracts are pretty common for television shows." 2-part season. Since there are plenty of reports suggesting this would be the last installment of the show, the creators will have to split the next season into 2 parts. That's the only way they could stay loyal to the source material and include every important storyline for fans to see a proper conclusion to the show they've been invested in for so long. MJP10E on Reddit said season 7 is going to be an extended season with 16 episodes, likely covering book 7 and maybe even some or all of book 8. The creators are yet to confirm the reports, and once we find out more, you'll be the first to get informed.
Mr. Brown suggested.
On a related note, what are your hopes for the next, perhaps final installment? Let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed our video, make sure you subscribe to our channel so you'll never miss any of our videos in the future. As always, thanks for watching, guys.